and welcome to the beautiful Landegler Forest. This is One Planet Adventure. Normally we would be riding these epic trails, but really we're only using it as a start point today for another epic adventure. Come join us. Today I'm on a ride that I've always wanted to do. And joining me on this epic ride today is Rich, Beck, Jim, Ollie and Lisa. I've always wanted to do this ride because of the name. I don't really know a lot about it. The trail is called The World's End. But to get to it, you've actually got to do a shitload of climbing. But the good news is, there's nothing here that's incredibly steep, so it's just a bit of a grind. But the higher you get, the wetter it seemed to get. And yep, that was me sinking up to my shin. And safely past the bog of eternal stench, you kind of know you're on the right route when you got the radio mast on your left hand side. And now it's time for the first bit of descent. Now, unlike the trail systems in a bike park, it's a little bit different out here. You never know what you're going over. You've got ruts, you've got holes full of water, you've got uneven surfaces, you've got roots sticking out. So you really do have to be careful where you put in your tyres. But I really do love this type of riding. But for myself, who's coming up to middle age, I don't mend so easy. So I do notch it back about 20%. If I'm honest with myself, and I don't really know the reason why, I'm actually coming into this bike season with a lack of my biking skills and abilities and confidence. So I'm making a conscious effort to get on the bike every single day, even if it's just for half an hour, to try and get some of that confidence back. And I suppose the more that you ride on a particular day, the looser you become. And you tend to let yourself go just a little bit more, and this bit was great. But I have also got in my mind, I am on a hardtail and I can't take the exact lines that the guys on the full sauces can take. Or can I? Now we're not too far from the World's End Trail at this point. And now we're met with this incredible bit of trail. It's full of perfect bumps, lumps, jumps and incredible grippy grass. And the only negative about this section of the trail, it was only a couple of minutes long. I wish it could have been 5 times the length. It's one of the best sections of trails I've ridden all year. And for me, this is what hardtails are made for. Flow. My advice here, just let those brakes off. It's low consequence. But now we're actually heading towards, in my opinion, one of the most terrifying trails I've ever ridden. Now the camera's definitely not going to pick up how steep this trail actually was. With rocks jutting out all over the place, I was pedal striking right next to a barbed wire fence. So going down this trail, which was 1, steep as hell, 2, there was so many sharp rocks coming down the trail, and there was barbed wire on the right hand side, made for a very interesting experience. But that was nothing compared to this next section of trail. Now, there was a barbed wire fence on the right hand side last time. That would have been a reprieve from what was coming up next. We're going along a trail where there is a sheer cliff drop off on the right hand side. This was sketchy, and then you throw into the mix that it's an uneven surface, a little bit loose. We hadn't ridden it before. I was just so glad I was on a bike like the Chromag Stylus. That's very confident. This trail for me was somewhat a little bit on the edge of risk versus reward. If for any reason you were to fall off on the right hand side here, it's life-changing consequences. But now we're coming into the last bit of the World's End Trail, which has to be the sketchiest. We're on a ridge line with a pretty steep gradient to the right hand side, and the trail itself is off camber with lots of slate running across it. Pretty sketchy. I'm just going to add, I wear clips, and at this point is one of the only times I've ever had to unclip my feet for safety reasons. When you go through that fear and you clear sections like this and all your mates do the same, you're never going to get that feeling in any other sport. Group rides really do give you that camaraderie of people that come together and they just want to do something a little bit risky and away from the norm and the normality of normal life. But if you did enjoy this ride, like and subscribe. Hopefully through the year we'll be bringing you more sketchy shit to watch. It's one of those things where you clip